Electoral bonds, according to you, therefore, and their links with enforcement agencies is the weaponization of those agencies. You're very clear about that.
I described electoral...
So give me a better system.
Give me a
better system for campaign financing.
The day the electoral bonds was introduced, I said it's legalized bribery. It's legalizing bribery.
You still maintain that?
I still maintain that.
What's the better system?
Better system is a multi-pronged system. One system is to allow more open campaigning. The Election Commission's restrictions have driven election campaigning underground.
Cash has gone underground.
Because they place too many restrictions. See, elections are a festival of democracy. It must have a lot of rhetoric, song, dance, speeches. They have restricted everything. Last time in Tamil Nadu, we were not allowed to take a road show. We were not allowed to fly flags. We were not allowed to paste posters in towns and municipalities. Therefore, the election has been driven underground. Bring back election over the ground. That's one. Second, allow a larger limit of expenditure for candidates. This is ridiculously low numbers. Nobody can win an election or fight an election by spending these ridiculously low amounts. To hire a car for a day in 1984, when I contested election, cost 300 rupees to 400 rupees. Today, to hire a car for a day will cost you 4,000 to 5,000 rupees. Third, state funding. There's a simple way to state fund. You take the 2024 election, take the 2019 vote share. Per vote, I give you 1 rupee. I'm giving an example. 1 rupee for every vote you got in 2019. The BJP will get more. It's entitled to get more because it won the election. So state funding on a purely neutral formula, every political party has to accept it, so state funding. And then revert to open, transparent donations to political parties, where the donor will reflect it in his books of account or the company's books of account, and the political party has to reflect it in its annual financial statement. Okay. There's a multi-pronged approach.
You know, I'm sorry to sound...
Instead of that, you had an electoral bond which was devised in order to legalize bribery, and the ruling party will be the biggest beneficiary.
Recently, we got to know the identity of the donors in the electoral bonds. And as I was scrutinizing the list, there are a couple of questions that I'm sure are in the minds of everyone here. A, the fact that the BJP gets the large majority of the funding, which can be partly explained by the fact that you're the party in power and everybody wants to be with whoever they think can win. But there are two other questions. One, that the country's major corporate groups, and I don't want to name any one or two, but the big funders who you'd imagine are the ones who are spending their money because it's now through white channels, are not on that list. They're not amongst the major donors, and I'm wondering, okay, if those guys are funding, how's that money coming and how are they funding and why is it not through white channels? The second question, Madam Finance Minister, is this, that out of the 30 top funders, 14 corporates had some kind of investigative agency chasing them for some case, which would lead everyone sitting here to wonder whether this is some kind of a buy or sell some protection. If these agencies are chasing you, fund through the electoral bond route in the hope that you can buy yourself some protection. Now, the Modi government's promise was, we will not let this happen. No way, no crony capitalism. And yet the data seems to be telling a story which leads to many questions, Madam Finance Minister.
I think you've based yourself on huge assumptions. That the money is given after the ED raid happened. For all you know, the money was given earlier. And in spite of that, we went knocking at their doors. Am I making sense? No? What if the companies gave the money and after that we still went and knocked at their doors through ED? Is that a probability or not? That's an assumption which Rahul has made, that ED went and knocked at their doors They wanted to save themselves and therefore they came up with the funds. One. Second assumption in that itself is, are you sure that they've given it to BJP? They probably gave it to the regional parties. What makes you assume so many things and build a narrative? The government has given and the State Bank has done its job as per the orders given by the Supreme Court.